is quietly buying up Africa. And when I tell you why and how much land they've acquired in multiple African countries, you will be stunned. The scramble for Africa in the late 1800s led to colonialism and all the pain and suffering we have endured for over 100 years. There is a new scramble for Africa happening behind closed doors, and it might be the most audacious land grab in generations. You must watch to the end of this video and share it with everyone who cares about Africa and our future. Pay attention. As chairman of the company Blue Carbon, a company barely a year old, Sheikh Ahmed Dalmook Al Maktoum, a little-known member of Dubai's ruling royal family, is buying up green forest land in African countries. Are you sitting down? According to London newspaper The Guardian, they've bought 20% of Zimbabwe, 10% of Liberia, 10% of Zambia, and 8% of Tanzania. The total land now owned by the UAE is larger than the entire UK. Guys, according to what I'm reading, the UAE company within the last year have bought a United Kingdom-sized portion of Africa. And the people living in those African countries will probably be finding out about this news from my video you're watching right now. I mean, damn, I just found out about it a few hours ago. I'm so grateful for the diligence of my community, and it was my Patreon membership that alerted me to this situation. And after doing my own research, I realized the truth of the matter was far greater than I'd first imagined. So you ask, why is the UAE doing this? What is a Dubai prince's interest in buying up massive forest land in African nations? It's all about the environment and a new green economy that could generate trillions in the future. An economy that most Africans are ignorant of, even though I've tried to tell you about it repeatedly on my platform. It's called carbon offsets. Now, remember when I told all of you to subscribe to my newsletter, the Alkebulan newsletter, that it is crucial you stay informed? It's at www.alkebulan.media. I wrote about carbon offsets almost a year ago. I will link the article at the end of this video so you can educate yourselves on exactly what this is and how it affects all of us. Carbon offsets is where you preserve forests or grow trees to absorb carbon in the atmosphere to offset the carbon pollution you're putting into the atmosphere. The UAE want to fulfill their commitment to the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement is where in 2014, countries agreed to bring down their carbon emissions. Carbon offsets is one of the tools to do this. According to The Guardian, in the contract Blue Carbon has with Liberia, the deal would give the UAE firm the exclusive rights to sell the carbon offset credits for 30 years, taking 70% of the sale of those credits. I actually couldn't believe what I was reading. You realize the main culprits of carbon pollution are most other continents other than Africa, because Africa is the least developed. So what the UAE and most likely other Western nations will try to do is go and buy African land to offset the pollution they're pumping into the atmosphere as they build their empires. And what do we Africans get in exchange? Paper money, fiat money, that doesn't even go directly to the people. What is wild about this is that once this land is sold, the peoples of those African countries can only do what the owners of that land allow them to do on it. In fact, the whole point of buying the land for carbon offsets is to not use it for anything other than the absorption of carbon emissions. So basically, Africans can't use land because it's helping other continents build their cities without having to worry about carbon emissions in their countries. You have any idea how hard it is to buy land in the UAE if you're not from there? Is there any way on this planet that an African could own a UK-sized part of the UAE, let alone just to grow trees on it? Impossible. In fact, there are issues right now with Nigerians and other Africans even obtaining visas to go to Dubai and other countries in the UAE. So, They are very strict about who they let into their countries and most definitely what kind of ownership foreign nationals can have. The scramble for Africa in the 1800s led to a century of colonialism. The new scramble for Africa is for the land literally under our feet, being sold away without we the people having any say in it. I am less concerned about the deal as I am about the fact the people of Liberia, Zambia, Kenya, and Tanzania weren't told before the sales were made. Make sure you're subscribed or following, as I will most definitely be doing a part 2 on this situation. The